Hey guys, I'm Kim. Welcome back to Roger's Daughter Reads. In this video, it's really just a vlog style, spend the day with me, April 8th or 9th, I can't remember which, I think it was the 9th, the day after the eclipse. I'm just doing my daily chores around the house before and after work and sitting down with you to kind of tell you where I've been in 5 or 6 months, what's been going on, including what I read in October, November, and December of last year, which wasn't much.
Yes. Okay. It's obviously been a while. First, let me just look and see when my last video was. Okay, 5 months ago. It was September wrap up. That's bad. I mean, there was a slump, things at work, just like feeling super busy. And the biggest thing is I have a MacBook from 2016 and it can't really keep up with the editing and uploading. A lot of times, well, most of the time, I know that if I don't save like every 5 seconds, the program I use is just gonna stop. So it's just redoing and redoing and redoing and, you know, a few minutes of editing and then it crashes again. And then sometimes I'll get the finished product and it won't upload. Something's corrupted or something. So that gets very frustrating, but it's still fun. I just needed a break. Anyway, things that I've read since September. Oh my gosh. Let me go to my Goodreads here. September of last year, golly. Ooh. The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I don't know. This will probably be my last book by her. Florence is the main character. She is a ghostwriter for a famous author, and some things happen in her life, and she hasn't finished a book, I think, or something has happened. I don't recall. This was October. Let's see. The editor is very handsome, but he's very exacting. He says, no, you're not going to get a deadline extension. You didn't finish within your contracted time, so I guess your writing career is over. So she, at the same time, her father dies and she has to go back to her southern town. They own a funeral home, which is funny. There were some funny things there. Quirky parents and quirky siblings and different other characters that you get to know. It didn't work for me. It was fine. I mean, he is a ghost and you wonder, you know, how is this going to work out romantically? What is going on here? So if you want to know how that mystery unfolds, how's this ever going to work out? Well, read it and see. If you're like me and you found it in a book box, I don't know. I just found it on my shelf. I don't know if someone gave it to me at a book swap or a book club meeting or if I found it in a little free library, but I owned it. I own it. So if that happens, pick it up, whatever. I gave it 1 star. The next, and could that be the only thing? Yeah, I read, looks like I read 2 books in October. The second was The Girls by Emma Cline. I tried to read that when it first came out and lost interest and started it up again as a, you know, an October kind of spooky read. It's about this little girl. Let me see. It's in Northern California. The main character is Evie Boyd. It's the summer of the 1960s. This book is supposed to be like the Manson, like a fictional tale of the Manson murders and that whole cult. You've got the hippie commune and people who think a certain way. That commune style living has never worked anywhere. It only works for people at the top. So Manson, or I don't remember the guy's name here that has the commune. But you know, the girls are being exploited. They're stealing for him. They're doing all the things that the men would want them to do, if you know what I mean, and what you do. And it explores that whole thing. And then this young girl whose parents are sort of absent and doing their own thing, and she's kind of getting involved in this. And it's the aftermath of that. As I recall, it's a dual timeline. We're back in the past, and then we're years later. She's thinking about things in her past and having to deal with meeting new people, and they hear her name and they think, or they immediately see and know that she had something to do with that. And so it changes the trajectory of her life. I don't remember why it bored me to tears when I first started it, probably in 2016? When did this come out? Yeah, 2016 is when this came out. 3 stars for that one. In November, I read The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, How to Stay Emotionally Healthy and Spiritually Alive in the Chaos of the Modern World. This is by John Mark Comer. So I gave this one 2 stars. As I recall, I just had some issues. This is a pastor in Oregon. You can't change scripture to fit your beliefs based on where you are in the country and what you've been subjected to seeing or hearing constantly. If it's in the Bible, you follow it. If it's not, you don't. And I feel like he was blurring the lines a little bit. It was a little less biblical, as I recall. Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, that was the only thing I read.
Wow, this is bad, you guys. The only thing I read in November was that book. My nearly annual rereading of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens looks like the only thing I read in December. Wow. What can I say about A Christmas Carol? There's nothing to say. It's absolutely beautiful. I quote it all the time. All the time. I listened to the soundtrack for that movie all the time. I quoted this book in an essay to get into graduate school. It's very important to me. I've loved it since I was a kid, and it continues to be my favorite book. And the language is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot think of an unimportant word, a fluffy sentence that could have been taken out. It is a masterpiece. I'll move on to January another day. So I just got home, went to the pharmacy after my last appointment, and now I'm going to make my green juice. So I mix 1 scoop of the green powder and then not the whole scoop of pre-workout. I use a few different pre-workouts. I try to find the ones that are yummy but also that don't have too much caffeine because I already have coffee. I wait about 30 minutes and 30 minutes and then I'll do my workout. And then sometimes I'll go take a nap after I have my drink and then I'll do my workout. This one tastes so good. This C4 blue raspberry. That's about as much as I'll put in there. A little less. About there. For one thing, it makes the green juice taste better. I will have it without if I get home too late, but I definitely prefer to have it with my C4, my pre-workout.
So on this day, in that 30-minute window, waiting for that pre-workout to kick in, I cut my itchy fingers, even though I really don't have a lot of pre-workout at all. That still happens. And I'm just finishing a note from work, kind of tidying up, washing the sink, washing some water bottles, as you do. And then I'm going to sit down and read a little bit. What I'm reading here in the next clip is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. It is such a highly rated book, and I honestly do not understand why. Number one, it's huge for the content. I'll definitely talk more about it in a wrap-up, but miscommunication is the trope. You learn about making video games. That stuff is interesting. The trope I don't like. Other reviewers have said this could have been 100 pages. After the first 100 pages, this gets old. I agree, it's hard to finish. But alas, it is time to work out. Today was arms, basically upper body, chest, back. So let's get going. Guys, this is where the video ends. Thank you so much for spending time with me and listening to where I've been in the past few months. I hope you have a blessed day wherever you are. Keep reading or just doing whatever it is that brings you joy and peace.